starting off, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the Scorpius run, number 4, a Raza retailer incentive 1 in 25 cover.
Yeah, okay, so we've had some of these other Star Trek 1 in 25s on here before, just because nobody really has them. They're super. Nobody's ordering 25 copies of Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
No, for sure.
Yeah. Now this one, first of all, I think Raza is really, really good. And I'm not like a huge Star Trek fan or anything like that. But if you're talking about like, mall photos where you've got, the face up in the corner, this one is like spot on, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this came out this week, right? And I was looking at books, and I actually like the 1 in 10, Hernandez. It's a Spock cover, and it has like, it's kind of crazy, but I didn't like the fact they did it black and white. And then I was waiting for this one to drop, but it dropped. There was only one that dropped and it was gone, so I missed it. But yeah, this is great.
And Raza's been killing it on these covers too. I mean, this isn't like my favorite or anything like that, but I like how he's changing it up.
I want to hear. I know all of us want to hear from our Trekkies out there. I mean, Bryan, he has his own feelings about Trekkies, but no, honestly, I want to know, like, because ever since we started talking about this, maybe like a year, 18 months ago, maybe around there, to the 2021, I feel like every single time one drops with a 1 in 25, it's gone, or a 1 in 50, it's gone. So I want to know, like, what's the spec? Like, what's the show? I don't know anything about Star Trek. Let me know, guys. Let us know.
I think it's just Star Trek fans, right? I mean, there's
but what's the appeal?
Of them.
What's the appeal?
Yeah, they have to collect the data.
Yeah,
and just have it.
What's the appeal of Star Trek?
Yes, of Star Trek.
I mean, what's the appeal of Star Wars comics? I mean,
well, I guess you're right. That's I'm being biased, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, these are much more rare than Star Wars comics, right? I mean, you would think.
What is this one selling for in the secondary?
60 for the. I think there was one sale for 60.
Wow.
But really? Again, there's none of them for sale. So try finding one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably sitting in your local comic shop if there's, well, not probably, but if they're out there, they're sitting. Yeah. So, all right, moving on. Next, the Sensational SheHulk number 1. This is the second print Lyrics Lee 1 in 25 variant.
Yeah, and this one is, I mean, so we've talked about these second print 1 in 25s being super lazy. This one's even more super lazy because the only thing they did was just change the color of that yellow stripe behind her head. I mean, it's really terrible.
It looks very digital too.
This is a Art Germ apprentice, right?
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
It looks like Derek Chew to me.
Is that, well, Derek Chew's a Art Germ apprentice.
Oh, he is? Okay. I do like the fact, I like the way that I like the way that they drew the 6-pack of hers. But yeah, this is pretty lazy. I agree.
Is that a 6-pack or an 8-pack? Because it's a lot.
I don't know.
It's a lot going on there. Yeah. So again, there's not very many of these out there. But you can get them really confused because there's a first print with the trade dress. There's a Virgin with the only difference on those is just that yellow behind. That's the only difference I could tell. Maybe there was another difference, but
yeah,
that's all I saw. But 50 plus for this one, but it's not. It's definitely not anything I would go and pick up.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Next, we have a beautiful. This is just a gorgeous cover that has been out for a while. Thunderbolts number 1. This is the said Derek Chew, Virgin 1 in 100, and this is the team. First appearance of the Bucky-led team, right? And that's
The
what we're-
Revolution,
yeah, that's what we're supposed to be getting in the series or
MCU.
movie.
MCU,
Yeah.
This is Black Widow as a symbiote, right? And she's with like Bryan said, the Winter Soldier's running the Thunderbolts, and he's going by the Revolution now. So interesting.
Yeah, that is weird.
Hmm.
But gorgeous cover, man.
Yeah, there's another one you probably aren't going to see very often. But again, it's just you can get the trade dress for cover price. This is a 1 in 100, but there's nothing. Making a cover virgin doesn't necessarily make it that special.
Yeah,
not for the price difference. This one's selling for 110. The trade dress is selling for $5. I mean,
I apologize. This hasn't been out for a while. It just came out. That's my bad. So
yeah,
every
it
time
came
I
out
see
this
December,
week,
I'm thinking last December. So
man,
But,
Brian's missed the whole year.
Well, I mean, she's been killing it all year, anyways.
yeah.
beautiful. So, all right, moving on. This is an interesting one right here. Artemis, it's put out. It's a self-published graphic novel that's put out by a musician named Lindsey Sterling. And Lindsey Sterling is an American violinist and singer and songwriter, and she does what kind of the same thing that Coheed and Cambria does. She writes like her albums based on stories, and then she puts those stories out in comic form. And she put out the 5 issues. I believe there's 5 Kickstarter issues that she put out in 2019, I believe, something like that, 2020, and then put out this one as the graphic novel for the whole thing. And I love that stuff. You guys know I love seeing self-published stuff, low print run stuff that shows up on these lists that's collectible, and then you add in the fact that, you know, she's a musician and how she writes her albums and her songs, and what do they call that, like where you write it based on a story? There's a name for that. Rush used to do that, I think. You know, the whole album is based on, you know, like a thing.
Yeah. I can't think of the word either. But if you've never heard Lindsey Sterling, I'm sure you have. You may just not have known it. It's very rock oriented for a lot of what she does. It's not just like a violinist in, you know, an orchestra. Like she would probably play with Yee at one of Yee's concerts.
I've seen bands like that, and they're really good. Like those violinists, they're impressive.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks to Lord of Brooklyn. It's a concept album. Thank you. And Comic Book Countdown. Yeah.
But yeah, so this one sold it's actually sold. I think she does a Christmas thing, and so that may be putting her back in the spotlight at Christmas time. But there's been a few of these that sold this week for 100. But if you are interested in this, I did check, and she does still have these available on her website for $50. So,
nice.
if you like something like this is a I don't know how many issues. I think it's 4 or 5 issues maybe that was in this series. And I think she has individual. I don't think she just sells graphic novels, but the graphic novel on her website does say it's limited, but it is still available.
I accidentally put the wrong one in there. I apologize, you guys. I'm dropping the link. If anybody wants to go check it out, there's the link. So,
Is she an actor too? I feel like I've seen her in a movie.
IMDb. Sterling. She was in Pete's Dragon.
Okay.
Did you watch Pete's Dragon?
Oh, yeah, it's like my jam, bro.
I remember Pete's Dragon back in the day. That was a great cartoon.
No, this was the one that came out just in 2016.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. There you go. Very interesting.
She's done stuff with Pentatonics. Looks like she's done some voice acting as well. But
Cool.
Yeah, she's from Arizona too. Gilbert,
No shit.
Arizona. Yeah.
That's awesome. How far is Gilbert from here? That's close, right?
South, yeah. South, about an hour away.
Okay.
So there's the link in the chat if you guys wanted to go pick one up. All right, moving on. Next, Fast Willie Jackson, #1, a killer book that is so tough to find, from Fitzgerald Publications, Inc., 1976.
is there any more of a 70s cover than this? I mean, it is like
Amazing.
straight 70s.
Kind of reminds me of
it's-
Fat Albert a little bit, right?
Yes, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So this one had a CGC 9.2 this week, sell for $450. The last kind of comparable sale that I could find was a 9.8 sold in 2020 for only $550. So that was a 9.8 sold for $550. 9.2 sold for $450 this week.
There was some really good sales for a couple other books, African American comic books. Black Man #1 sold this week, and so did not Ebon, Lobo. Is it called Lobo? That's the Western one, and they're both like, it's considered like the first African American superhero. Both of those sold this week for decent amounts. I'm gonna try and pull them up here for you. Let's see here.
Oh, we did. We disappeared on the screen.
Oh, did we? Okay, hold on here. Lobo sold for $404 and a 5.0, and Black Man sold for $430 in a raw. So tough to find. All right, and then also we talked about what was the book we talked about last week? Wasn't there another book that we talked about last week? The first female African American comic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Was that last week, or maybe it was
Yeah.
maybe it was a few weeks ago? I can't remember.
Yeah. So, all right. Moving on to Gem and the Holograms. What is this? Issue #1, the retailer incentive cover, an art germ cover. There is a black and white of this, but the color is way better.
Yeah, this one sold for an all-time high in 9.8 this week, at 200 for this. I don't know how many of these were limited to. I don't even know if that store is still around.
Is that the name of the store, the Comics and Ponies?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was the name
Comics
of
and
the variant.
Ponies.
Okay. I
Oh,
didn't
they
know
were
that.
doing stuff with Eastman, I think, at one point in time.
Yeah, they did that Jenica version for TMNT 95.
But yeah, this one you don't see that often. But yeah,
Synergy would be
$200
proud.
for 9.8. Huh?
I said Synergy would be proud. I started rewatching. I started watching the animated series on YouTube. It's too much to binge, but it's fun to watch every so often.
There's a show called Synergy for Gem and the Holograms.
No, it's the AI computer that disguises Jim or whatever her real name is.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. What did this sell for again? Secondary market?
200 for a 9.8. And I don't know about you guys, but I love when the artists make the hair
Mhm.
like super long and flowy like that. I don't know why that just always looks good.
Yep. That's why I've always loved Medusa in comics, right?
Oh
With-
yeah.
with the long hair. So, All right.
I thought she had
Moving-
snakes. Doesn't she have snakes on her head?
No, it was. Isn't Medusa? Isn't her name Medusa? What's the name of the chick that's part of the Frightful Four?
Okay.
The long red hair.
Oh, you're talking about with Gorgon and
Yeah.
Black Bolt and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Medusa. Yeah, Medusa. I think Richie was thinking about like Medusa, where you look at it and you turn to stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, freaking what's that movie? The Wrath, or what's it called?
Titans.
What's it called? Titans, yeah.
Yeah. Or something of the Titans. Anyways, Clash of the Titans. That's what it is. All right. Moving on. Another interesting book. This is a perfect book for the Almost 10. CatEyed Boy, issue number 2 from Viz Media in 2012.
Richie, this is your book, man. You know everything about this one.
Okay, so we got the first appearance of what the? No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this. I like it. Just first of all, you guys know me with these furry things. Like they just make me laugh a lot. And I saw a ton of was it Furlough? I think is what the name of there was a bunch of those that sold this week, but this one, because it's like, and I'm sorry that I don't know the difference, but it's like what, manga or something like that. And I don't know the difference between manga and anime. Yeah. So you can laugh at me all you want. I don't know. I don't know the difference.
Same here.
It's the process. So mangas are like books. Anime would be like animation video.
Yeah.
Are they are they both vulgar? Like anime? Like I know anime is vulgar, but
So here's a quick rundown on this book. It says, hated by humans and demons alike, CatEyed Boy dwells in the shadows of the human world. No matter where he goes, terrifying situations involving humans and demons begin to unfurl. These are short stories of revenge, obsession, and retribution. CatEyed Boy acts as a trickster, saving the innocent and helping the wicked receive the punishment that fate metes out. So there you go.
Yeah. I have no clue. But this one, it had a sticker on the back of like $24.95 or something like that. But it sold for $150.
Wow.
This week. So
there's only 2 issues. So I'm not surprised. Manga stuff is what the younger generation wants. They could care less about comic, quote unquote American comic books. It's all about manga to them and anime and stuff like that. And a perfect example of that is Wonder World Comics makes more money selling manga and anime stuff out of his store than he does selling comic books out of his comic store. So it's pretty interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, moving on. Next, I love this one. I absolutely love this one. Some great variant covers in Ghostbusters world. This is Ghostbusters Get Real number 3, the Stay Puft action figure variant.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't even know this one existed. The artist is, who did I say, Chris Uminga? I'm not sure who Chris Uminga is, but this is a store variant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about the store. It is right there on the front cover, which I don't like. I don't know why they put it on the front cover. But Mile High does the same thing, and their logo's terrible. But
no offense,
yeah.
I mean, this one kind of blends though, where it looks like it's part of the action figure.
It does. But yeah, so this one sold for $55. Would you guys pay $55 for this?
Probably not.
I wonder how many of them there are out there, though.
No, good question.
If it were a 1 in 10, would you pay $55 for it?
No.
I might, dude. I'm a fan.
I'd pay
man.
about $30, $35.
I would consider
those Ghostbusters and a lot of those IDW things are, when you get in those 1 in 10s, are so hard to find. especially on like a number 3 of this. A 1 in 10 would be, I would think, pretty rare. But I'm always so concerned anymore with these store variants. I just don't trust them. I wish I did, but until they start individually numbering on the books, I just can't. I just have a hard time trusting any of them.
If this is 1 in 10, I would pay $50.
No offense, Dennis.
Yeah, no offense.
I really Jersey to the Bay said that he still has his original Stay Puft and Slimer toys, and so do I. I still have my Stay Puft and Slimer. I can't find the Slimer, but I have the Stay Puft downstairs in an entertainment center thing. And I remember those toys as a kid because my brother loved the Ghostbusters toys. And the Slimer figure from that toy set, the big one, it's like the size of your hand. It's awesome. It's such a great figure. And the Stay Puft is a great figure too to display. So I might buy this, for $50. Who knows? Maybe not, but if it's in good condition. I'd never seen this. Have you ever seen this?
I've never seen it.
No.
Nope.
I kind of remember these designs because didn't they do other titles had kind of something similar to this?
Speaking of that, how about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles doing the same thing with 3 characters for this issue? This is issue number 52. Of course, the first full appearance of Jenica. And you have the April O'Neil action figure variant. They also did 2 of the Turtles for this issue, but the April one is probably the one most people look for, I imagine.
Again, I didn't know that this one existed, but which is really weird. In June, a 9.8 of this sold for $16 for a CGC 9.8, $16.
Wow.
Yeah, but this week a raw copy of this sold for $60.
Wow. There you go. Is this a retailer exclusive, or is this a?
It is from
Eastman's Club.
I don't like to say retailers.
Yeah, okay, but
at
it
all.
is it a retailer? It is a retailer exclusive.
It's
You don't have to say
one.
where.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's one of those.
It comes from Eastman's
like
Club, I think, right?
One of those
the
monthly
boxes.
subscription things.
Monthly subscription boxes. Okay, that makes sense.
They should have put Jenica on there instead of April O'Neil. I love April O'Neil, but they should have put Jenica on there. She doesn't make her first cover appearance until 94. Shit. What is it? You guys know. I don't know. I wrote about it. I can't even remember. I think it's 90 or something.
96. Yeah, 96 or something like that.
No. As a human.
Oh.
Collector. He knows. Damn it. I forgot, but I spec'd on that book card. The second prints especially. But yeah, they should put Jenica on there. But oh well, this is cool. I like it.
Oh yeah. And one of my favorite all-time series for multiple reasons. A lot of people don't realize this, but the very first Scotty Young baby covers are from this series, XBabies. Number 1 is the very first Scotty Young baby cover. He didn't, and it was just a regular series. This was a mini series, 4 issues. He didn't start doing his baby variant covers until Red She-Hulk number 68. But the first time he did the baby style was for this series, XBabies. And this issue is the regular A cover. There is a variant of this issue. So be on the lookout for any of the XBabies covers. I'll go ahead and bring that up while you talk about this, Stein.
Yeah. So like Bryan said, this is just an A cover. You don't really see it that often, but this one's probably going to blow you away. A CGC 9.8 of this sold for $425 this week.
Yeah, I can understand it.
I believe it.
Young,
I seriously believe it.
Yep. Here for everybody that wants to see what the others look like. This is issue number 1. This is the first Scotty Young baby cover, so be on the lookout for that. There is variants for it. Here are the variants.
I like that.
Yeah. There is this one, and then there's a zombie variant also that he did.
I used to have a 9.8 of the zombie variant, and it is a gorgeous cover.
Yeah. And then number 2, I'll go ahead and show you guys number 2 so you guys can see all the covers. There's only 4. This is number 2. Great cover. And then the variant, you got Storm and looks like Peter Pan on this one. Let me bring this up. So they all have variants, so be on the lookout for I'm sure these variants are going to blow up here shortly because we're talking about it, and a lot of people don't know about these. So if you want to get them now. Here's the variant for this issue. It's a Nightcrawler baby variant. And then the final issue is got a really good cover. And here's the variant for that. It's Wolverine. And if you guys didn't know, the XBabies first appearance, an Art Adams book, right? First appearance back in the day. A minor key, I would call it, but good stuff right there. XBabies number 3. Wow. Very, very cool. The variant covers are not by Scotty Young, says James Kreider. Shout out to James Kreider. So there you go. There you go. All right. Moving on. That is the Almost 10. Make sure you guys sub up to Beyond Wednesdays. You guys know that I do a live show every Wednesday, every Saturday night. The channel has been absolutely booming. So if you guys get a chance, go check it out. BeyondWednesdays.com. Tomorrow night is our live Saturday night show. We start at around 10 p.m. Eastern, and it is called Modern Comic Mayhem for a reason. It is mayhem. So go check it out. And thank you to all the new subscribers and all the new comments. And I've just had a influx of people at the channel over the last about a month now. It's absolutely going crazy, and I love that. Thank you so much. I want to say, let me take a look here. I'm very close to 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I am at 1,850 subscribers. So I'm hoping to try and get to 2,000 subs by Christmas time. If you guys get a chance and you're not subbed up, you can find the link below. Saturday or Wednesday night show was excellent. We talked about Glenn O'Leary and his recent comments about his thought process, or his thoughts on the comic world and why comics aren't selling. So you can also find old episodes of the Bogcast, and there is a really good interview I did with my best friend Keith talking about the whole Comicsgate Black Riding Hood storyline. If you guys want to check that out, you can go to Beyond Wednesday's YouTube channel, and it's right there on the Bogcast playlist. So much love to everybody that rocks with us over there.